Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Newcastle Racecourse here on Saturday. It is the 25th of February 2023. Gonna look at the featured fifth race, the 325 from Newcastle. But before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world. The featured fifth race, the 325, it is the Eider Handicap Chase. It's a Class 2 handicap chase going for a $96,000 purse race for 5-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 15 horses traveling the 4 miles and 1/8 over the chase course. My top selection, I'm gonna go with the one horse Eva's Oscar. Let's go 1-3 in your forecast exacta. 1-3 forecast exacta. Top selection of one horse Eva's Oscar. And before I can go any further, he was my second choice actually. I loved Young Bull in the spot, but he was withdrawn. So I'm gonna go with one horse Eva's Oscar. 9-year-old gelding by Scirocco. Atlan Johns is on this one for Tim Vaughn. The horse's most recent outing came 4th February at Sandown, yielding ground 3 miles in Class 2 handicap chase, and he finished 6 by 14 lengths. And off the bench of that day of about 2 months, he was on the drive and just kind of hitting the wall. It just wasn't his day to win. Refreshing here to a longer trip where they're going to be really slow. Even with a high weight, I think you still get a good trip and win. 2 back 9th of December at Cheltenham, good ground, 3 miles in 8th in Class 1 Premier handicap chase, winning by a half length. He sat back early, he jumped a terrific race, quickened up nicely, and under the drive, it was an all-around good race. Even with the high weight of 166 pounds, a very good race. I think he could have still stayed with another 6 furlongs to win going the trip today, like he did at Cheltenham that day. And then 13th of November at Cheltenham, 3 miles and 3/8 in a Class 1 Premier handicap chase. He finished second by 1 3/4 lengths. The winner just had the jump on him with a ginormous weight, but this horse, he was jumping well and had a decent turn of foot. Nothing bad about that race, but his seasonal reappearance at Kelso was kind of crap. 3 miles and a quarter in Class 2 limited handicap chase. He finished 6 by 14 lengths on the drive, not selling, weekend advent. He definitely needed the race there, but coming here, even with a high weight, I think he could stay the trip and run a good race, so I'm going to use him. I think your second likeliest winner is the 3-horse Babington Bob. Brian Hughes is on this one for Ann Hamilton. Most recently in early January at Kelso, 2 miles 7/8 in a Class 3 handicap chase. He finally found a good form. He finished second by 1/2 lengths. He was on the drive excelling. He had a decent turn of foot. Nothing bad about that race. Coming here with some time between races to the longer trip. If off of that last one, I think he wants the longer trip, and I think he can win. Before that, he saw yielding ground at Kelso, 3 miles and a quarter in a Class 2 limited handicap chase, and he finished 8th by 15 lengths that day. And he completely had a few mistakes. Completely hit the wall. It wasn't the day to win. And then a Perth before that on the 21st September, 3 miles in Class 2 handicap chase, finishing 6 by 50 lengths off the bat on very fast ground. He was not liking it at all. It wasn't his, he wasn't getting the winner's enclosure there. And then at Haydock in mid-April, 3 miles and a quarter in a Class 2 handicap chase. He finished third by 16 lengths. He neither weakened out of it but quickened up, but he was traveling decently. I thought with a little bit more ground, he would have made it, he probably would have won, but he still would have stayed the trip well there, I thought. And then he won before that Kelso very nicely in a Class 2 handicap chase over the 2 miles 7 furlongs. But coming here today, good weight of 161 pounds. I wouldn't surprise me here. And your quad and play spot, we're definitely going to use him also. But to recap my selection for the featured fifth race, the 325 from Newcastle, it's the Eider Handicap Chase. Let's take the one horse Eva's Oscar. Give kudos to the 3-horse Babington Bob. 1-3 forecast exacta. We'll use them both in your place or play spot and quad pot here. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.